you had a dream recently, but no matter how hard you try to remember it, it slips away from your mind as if it never existed. You wake up with a strange feeling, a deep impression that something important just happened, but it vanished in seconds. What if this wasn't just ordinary forgetfulness? What if, in truth, you weren't supposed to remember? They say the brain is simply doing its job, but is that all there is to it? Or is there something or someone at work, making sure certain dreams fade? Think for a moment. When was the last time you remembered a dream in full detail? The colors, the people, the sounds, the words? Can you bring them back into your mind? Or have they drifted away like smoke? Studies show that more than 90% of dreams are lost within the first 5 minutes after waking. But that doesn't explain why some dreams seem to linger, while others vanish completely. And it doesn't explain why some people claim to recall dreams so vivid and clear they feel more real than waking life itself. What's most intriguing is how this kind of forgetting happens most intensely when a dream feels like it carried something greater, a message, a warning, a presence, a calling. Some say that remembering or forgetting isn't only about the mind, but about the permission you give your own soul. Not everyone is ready to understand what truly happens while they sleep. And for some, forgetting might be a form of protection, a veil that hides secrets not yet meant to be revealed. If this is starting to make sense to you, write in the comments, "I was born to remember." Because only those who truly feel it understand this dance between memory and forgetting, a dance that slowly reveals the mysteries of the unseen. Have you ever noticed how certain dreams feel alive in your mind the moment you wake up, but dissolve within seconds, as if they're being erased right in front of your eyes? It's as if you're waking up from a place you're not allowed to remember. In the chaos of waking, you try to hold on to an image, a word, a face, but everything slips away, swallowed by a thick fog that covers your memory. And this doesn't happen just once in a while. It's a quiet, persistent experience, repeating itself day after day, touching all of us in ways we barely notice. There's an invisible line, a subtle boundary between what you experience in sleep and what you manage to bring back when you wake. And when you cross that line, something gets left behind. Some wake up with racing hearts, others with a strange sense of unease. There are moments when the feeling of having lived through something deeply meaningful is so intense, you desperately want to hold on to every detail. But suddenly, it all dissolves, leaving behind only a faint impression that something important has been lost. And deep down, one question keeps echoing. What exactly did I forget? This silent, recurring experience happens to billions of people, yet few take the time to question why it continues with such consistency. Is forgetfulness just a glitch in the mind, or could it be a sign that we're not meant to access certain things? When you wake up and feel like something precious slipped away at the edge of sleep and reality, maybe you're not just imagining it. Maybe you truly experienced something beyond brain activity, something that, for reasons still unknown, wasn't meant to be remembered. Every dream that fades carries a mystery within it, a quiet invitation to one day reflect on what lies hidden behind this delicate yet powerful veil of forgetting. Science has its explanations, and at first glance, they seem to make sense. During sleep, our brain goes through different stages, and it's during the mysterious REM phase, or rapid eye movement, that our most vivid dreams come to life. In this stage, the neocortex, which handles conscious thought, remains active, while the hippocampus, responsible for forming memories, becomes less engaged. This dynamic partly explains why dreams, no matter how intense, don't turn into regular memory, as if the brain, in its intricate symphony, chooses to discard what doesn't quite fit into waking reality. Moreover, the very act of waking up has a huge influence on losing dream memories. When we're woken up suddenly, the brain, trying to prioritize the present moment, ends up erasing what we experienced in sleep. According to scientists, this is a natural function of the body, a way to keep us focused on the real world, preventing dreams from blending into our waking lives. But then, why do some people remember their dreams in such vivid detail? Why do certain dreams feel so real they leave emotional marks that go beyond what the brain alone can explain? Science gives us part of the answer, but it leaves behind questions that still echo in the soul, questions that might only be understood through another path. A path that connects the visible and the invisible, the measurable and the mysterious, inviting us to explore the depth of our own being. and to see that there is more between dreaming and waking than our eyes can perceive. Since ancient times, many spiritual traditions have believed that dreams are far more than mental creations. They're portals that connect us to dimensions our physical eyes could never see. In these teachings, when the body rests, consciousness breaks free from the grip of the material world and crosses into subtle realms of existence. In these moments, we're not just imagining we're visiting, exploring invisible territories that reveal fragments of hidden truth within us. There are accounts of people who, during sleep, receive cryptic messages, encounter spiritual mentors, revisit past lives, or are guided by symbols that begin to make sense as consciousness awakens. Others describe experiences so vivid and intense that they wake up with the unshakable feeling that they were somewhere else somewhere that defies physical laws but is deeply and undeniably real. For these dreamers, the dream world is not an illusion. It's a passage, a journey that allows the rediscovery of parts of the soul long asleep. What if dreams are actually temporary spiritual missions? What if every image, every sensation, every word received while we sleep is part of a warning, a lesson, or even a calling? What we see while dreaming might carry instructions for crucial decisions, alerts about hidden situations, or reminders of something our soul has never truly forgotten. Maybe what we call dreaming is actually an awakening to another part of who we really are, a quiet invitation to reconnect with the essence that has always existed beyond the limits of time and space. Have you ever felt like something was off in your dreams? As if, in the very moment when truth was about to be revealed, an invisible force stepped in like a switch was flipped right in the middle of your awareness. People have reported dreams so intense and meaningful that, just as they reach the peak of revelation, everything goes dark. It's as though someone or something is deliberately making you forget, censoring what your soul was trying to unveil. Some describe moments when, right at the climax of a dream's message, a strange interference sets in like an unseen hand, stopping the dream from continuing. You feel a strange pressure, a cold presence that prevents your conscious awakening, as if there's an entity, a hidden agent, working to keep you wrapped in comfortable darkness, far from the light that could bring necessary transformation. Dreams cut short at the moment of revelation leave behind a trail of suspense and fear. Images and words vanish precisely when they should imprint themselves in your memory, as if a veil is being pulled to obscure the truth. This dream censorship doesn't feel random, it carries the trace of something or someone that wants to keep certain knowledge away from your awareness. Every interruption, every forced silence, deepens the sense of a spiritual conspiracy, that there are forces that don't fully awake, that won't allow your mind to break free from the bounds of the conventional. As you struggle to hold on to fragments of dreams slipping through your fingers, a chill runs down your spine. It's the fear of what's being hidden, the unease of knowing that the truth may be censored by the universe itself. Could there be a deliberate presence, a force blocking access to the revelations that could transform your life? The doubt lingers like a shadow. Is someone making you forget? Each interrupted dream, each moment of interference, echoes like a dark warning, reminding you that the journey toward full awareness may come with a price, and that the darkness surrounding you might be far more intentional than it seems. For many, dreams unfold like an uncontrollable movie, where everything is experienced passively. But there is a rare, almost mythical experience that only a few manage to reach consistently: lucid dreaming. It's in that magical instant when you realize you're dreaming that awareness awakens inside the dream itself. And more than that, you begin to interact consciously with everything around you. You can make decisions, change the setting, speak with symbolic figures, and explore the unknown. In this state, passivity is broken, and your consciousness takes the lead, turning the dream into a laboratory for self-discovery. There are proven techniques to reach this level of lucidity. Many practitioners begin with the reality check, a simple habit of asking yourself throughout the day, "Am I dreaming?" When this question becomes second nature, it can surface during sleep, triggering lucid awareness. Other strategies include keeping a dream journal and recording every detail upon waking, intentionally waking up in the middle of the night to fall back asleep with purpose, or doing specific meditations before bed to prepare the mind for lucid awareness. But not everyone can cross that threshold, and the reason goes beyond technique. Some people report that the moment they try to become lucid, they feel an invisible force pulling them back, as if a subtle boundary exists between what they're allowed to access and what must remain hidden. There are stories of interference, sudden distractions, and strange sensations that prevent full control of the dream just as it begins to unfold more intensely. This resistance is not merely a mental limitation. Many spiritual traditions suggest there are energetic fields surrounding consciousness that react when someone tries to cross certain thresholds during sleep. Lucid dreaming, as a powerful tool for personal growth, can act as a key unlocking doors to dimensions not everyone is ready to enter. That's why, more than just a technique, lucid dreaming requires emotional maturity, spiritual readiness, and a crystal-clear intention. It is not merely a mental ability, it is a silent invitation from the soul to awaken and reveal itself in its fullness. There is a subtle but undeniable difference between those who dream and wake up empty, and those who rise carrying something inexplicable, a lingering feeling, a partial memory, an emotion that refuses to fade. These people are not ordinary. They don't dream by accident. They are beginning to remember. But these aren't just any memories, they are fragments of something greater, traces of a spiritual calling that defies logic and reason. The awakened have always known, since ancient times, that something unique stirs within them, even when the world around them tries to normalize their experience. It's not by chance that their dreams feel more vivid. The spirit is undergoing a process of activation, and in that process, certain veils begin to tear. What was once total forgetfulness now gives way to flashes, recurring symbols, encounters that carry a familiar energy even if those experiences cannot yet be explained with words. While most continue to sleep, both in body and in soul, the awakened begin to glimpse parts of their true mission. Dreams that reveal ancient knowledge, encoded messages, inner maps. In some cases, visions that seem to belong to another era, another time, another world. And the deeper they go into this journey of self-discovery, the more they realize these dreams are not random. They are reminders, callings from a higher dimension. Because the awakened are not just dreaming, they are being called, and what they're beginning to remember may be exactly what connects them to the mission their souls chose long before they were born. Remembering dreams is not just a matter of luck, it is a skill that can be awakened, nurtured with intention, practice, and deep respect for the subtle planes of existence. The first step to reclaiming your dream memories is to send a clear signal to your consciousness. Declare that you are ready. This readiness takes shape through small rituals that prepare the ground for the awakening of remembrance. One of the most well-known methods is the dream journal. Upon waking, before moving a muscle, keep your eyes closed and allow any fragment, sensation, or image to begin forming in your mind. Write everything down immediately, without judgment or interpretation. This habit trains your mind to value what was once dismissed, strengthening your dream memory over time. Another powerful practice is to remain still for a few minutes after waking, focusing on your breath and letting the images return gently, as though your soul is whispering softly, revealing itself. The environment in which you sleep also has a powerful influence. Artificial lights, background noise, and intense electromagnetic fields can block access to the more subtle layers of dreaming. That's why sleeping in a quiet, dark, and energetically clean space is essential for allowing your dream consciousness to unfold. Specific sound frequencies, such as 528 Hz or 963 Hz, have been used to facilitate access to the subconscious during sleep, opening doors to a sharper perception of the unseen. In addition to these techniques, plants like mugwort, lavender, and valerian have been used for centuries for their spiritual, dream-inducing properties, helping to calm the mind and prepare the spirit for the journey of sleep. Meditations and prayers before bed also serve as invitations to open the field of perception, allowing dream images and unconscious messages to surface with greater clarity. Yet above all, the most essential element is intention, declaring, with conviction, that you are ready to remember. Sometimes, all your soul needs is a conscious invitation to reveal itself, so the veils of forgetfulness can dissolve, and your dream memories may bloom in full. Until now, this may have felt like a quiet spiritual journey, a natural, subtle, deeply personal process. But what if forgetting isn't so innocent after all? What if what you can't remember is being deliberately erased, as if a hidden force were working to keep certain secrets from reaching your awareness? Some esoteric teachings and spiritual traditions suggest a troubling idea, that there is an active program designed to limit what you can access while you sleep. Not just a biological limitation, but an energetic barrier placed to keep consciousness confined within predetermined boundaries. In this context, forgetting is no longer a mere glitch in the system, it becomes a mechanism of control. And that raises an even deeper question. What would benefit from keeping you from remembering who you truly are? Why do so many people wake up with the overwhelming sense that something was suddenly interrupted, as if they were on the verge of uncovering a crucial secret and just then were pulled back into ignorance? Perhaps this programmed forgetting is happening to you right now, even as you read these words. Maybe the signs have already begun to show up in fragmented dreams, persistent feelings upon waking, or symbols that appear and vanish without explanation. What you are forgetting might be exactly what you need to remember in order for your true essence to be revealed. That possibility changes everything. If there really is a force working to erase certain dream memories, then forgetting is not just a failure of the brain, it's a deliberate act meant to keep you bound to a limited state of consciousness. And while that idea may be unsettling, it could also be the first step toward waking up to a new reality. By recognizing that what has been forgotten might hold the key to your awakening, you create space to question the limits imposed on you and begin seeking, with determination, the truth hidden behind the veils of sleep. After all, remembering may be the very first act of rebellion against a system determined to keep you in the silence of unawareness. And what if everything you experience while awake is just a small fraction of what truly exists? What if waking life is, in fact, more limited and less real than what you experience in your dreams? Maybe what we call reality is only one layer of comfortable illusion that masks the vastness of the inner universe. In the quiet hours of the night, when your mind breaks free from the restraints of everyday life, you touch something the outside world is not yet ready to understand. It's as if, in that state of dream freedom, you access memories and truths that remain hidden during the waking hours. But there are those who are ready for this leap in awareness. A few, quiet, awakened individuals are starting to remember. They see patterns, decipher messages, interpret signs that most people overlook. In the next video, you'll discover why certain individuals are chosen to access these hidden memories, while so many others continue to forget everything. Perhaps this selective access is the key to understanding that true reality unfolds in multiple layers and that being awake means having the ability to move between them. This knowledge can completely transform your perception of what it means to be truly alive and aware. If this message resonates with you, if something deep within you recognizes that there is more than meets the I comment below, I was meant to remember, because maybe you're not here by chance. And maybe all of this is only the beginning of a journey to reclaim the truth your soul has always known.